What's up, guys? How you doing? And I'll tell you what, that last race at High Point, or I'm sorry, but Thunder Valley rather, left a lot to the imagination. And I will have my recap video up a little later this week. But this is the video that I was going to do, and I kind of delayed it a little bit because I was still trying to think of what to say. But I think I figured this out now. But before I get to that, guys, please remember, subscribe if you think I'm worth listening to, or if you just want to see some more of my my games, my Jeopardy run, or my Press Your Luck series. All you have to do is hit the subscribe button, and you should double check because like Cooksey, I have been getting kind of some subscribers docked from my list, and I am closing in on 11,000, and I would very much like to make it there soon. So if you think I'm worth listening to, just hit the subscribe button and ring the bell. But in the meantime, let's get into this. I'm going to put up my banner here. That's right. Will Yamaha ask Eli Tomac to come back sooner? And I say that, and I come out with this video because after watching what happened at Hangtown, when Chase Sexton came from last to first to ultimately win the race, that actually told me quite a bit that Chase Sexton may have intimidated the factory Yamaha team to get Eli Tomac at least to come off the couch and come back sooner than expected. Now, obviously, you cannot rush injuries to rush people to come back from injuries. But I came out with this because I was thinking that Yamaha was going to do the same thing that Kawasaki did with James Stewart back in the day, in a sense, back when James Stewart was on 125s. And at that time, James Stewart was untouchable on a 125 unless he made a mistake. And I bring this up because in 2003, James Stewart had missed the first 4 races of the season because of that crash at the Vegas Shootout where he sustained a concussion and a broken collarbone, and that meant that he was out for up to 6 weeks. And then when James returned at Budds Creek, he won out the rest of the season, the final 7 events of the season and the final 14 motos. Unfortunately, Stewart's absence had proven to be too much, and he was ruled out of title contention, which was unfortunate. But I kind of could see it coming back when I was in, but that was the time when I just finished my first year of high school. And obviously, James, there was no doubt that he was virtually untouchable at this time and made the 125 class a total bore. And at the time, and up until Eli Tomac had his Achilles injury in 2023 at Denver, the series was kind of becoming a lock. And we say that anything can happen in this sport. And I'll tell you this, what Chase Sexton did at Hangtown was an example of anything can happen at any time. And he proved that again at Thunder Valley when he crashed going for the lead on Justin Cooper. But I'll get to that in another video. Just thought I'd keep this a little short today. So I thought I would come out with this just with some background information. But with Chase Sexton going 1-1 at Hangtown and putting on that unbelievable come-from-behind ride from last to first, you never know if somebody is going to do that again. And in this talent pool, I was thinking that those days were just about over. Okay? Because I had not seen anybody come from the pack in a last to first ordeal since maybe James Stewart did at Budds Creek in the second moto in 2003, back when it was the 125 class. James Stewart had fallen just before the first turn. Then he came back up and rode his butt off and came from last to first and won the overall. And coming from that far back to win the moto is not unheard of. I mean, Ricky Carmichael came from 35th to 1st in the second moto at Unadilla in 1999 when he was on a 125. And at the time, while Carmichael was beatable, if he made mistakes like that, you may as well have just gotten out of the way and just let him go through, okay? Because Carmichael was one of those guys that you just don't mess with, and you'll be wise not to, okay? James Stewart was like that as well. And in that second moto at Hangtown, Chase Sexton was that guy, okay? Like, you just do not mess with me today. See what I'm getting at here? So what gets me wondering is the fact that if Chase Sexton had intimidated Yamaha, because I guarantee you, Chase Sexton would probably have still pulled off that last to first ride, even if Eli Tomac was out there. Because Eli Tomac was not riding like the same Eli Tomac that we saw last year before he hurt his Achilles. And neither was Cooper Webb before he revealed his thumb injury. And of course, Eli Tomac's been on the sidelines since the Salt Lake City finale with his own thumb injury. Now, obviously, thumbs, they are a little tricky, but not like a concussion or a broken wrist, because wrists are probably just as tricky as concussions, because a wrist injury, it ended Rick Johnson's career and some other guys. It cost Jeremy McGrath his 1998 motocross season. It cost Ryan Villapoto a portion of his test time before 2008, and it cost James Stewart his season in 2010, and that's just for people that I know of, just off the top of my head. So you never know what can happen. I mean, obviously, if I'm looking at Yamaha right now, even though the pressure of the title is officially gone for both Eli Tomac and Cooper Webb, it just makes you wonder if Yamaha is probably going to tell Eli Tomac, hey, could you come back a little sooner than we thought? Or I should say a little sooner than we expect, because I mean, Sexton pulled off that last to first ride, and I don't think Eli Tomac has done that at all. And I don't think Eli Tomac is going to do that, because Tomac is notoriously a head case. One day he's on, one day he's not. Okay. And from what I saw at Hangtown, even if Eli Tomac was out there, Chase Sexton would still have gone 1-1. Why? Because Sexton wasn't to be denied. And I got to think that if Sexton kind of backs it down a little bit and let the races come to him a little sooner, maybe that mistake at Thunder Valley would not have happened, and Sexton would have overtaken Justin Cooper later in the race. So anyway, guys, that's all for today. I will have my recap up later this week, and I may do 2 separate videos with the 450 class first and the 250 class second, but we'll see what happens. But anyway, guys, that's all for today. And remember, subscribe if you think I'm worth listening to, or if you think that I made a valid point here. So thanks, guys. Subscribe, and I'll see you all later.